This is Kathy Chase. I am looking at the property here at 4701 High Street in the adjacent corner of the T intersection on 47th and High Street. On the northwest corner, there's a brown house. The houses in this neighborhood are from the 50s and even earlier than that. There might be one or two newer houses in this neighborhood that got tore down and rebuilt, but all the majority of the houses are from the 40s, 50s, and so forth. Maybe even older. There are some that are from the 1920s, as my father had spoke of. There's a property directly across the street, which is a rental property. It is like a beige colored rental property duplex with hunter green trim. In that property's backyard, there is a wishing well in that property, like it looks like an old-fashioned well or a wishing well. That is something I wanted to talk about. The 4701 High Street property. As far as the RFID in my body, it is my understanding, I think, that my parents or somebody in the family had put a piece of RFID into my hand when I was a child. I'm not really sure the source of that, but I think it was somewhere in my family. Via somebody had told them to do so or something. And people had used blackmailing my family in order to start putting more RFID into my body as a result of that. Well, the whole problem is that how are people in the public able to obtain this RFID if it's not supposed to be how are they obtaining it? Because they use blackmail to put more in my foot and the rest of my body with the initial RFID that was put into my body as a child. So they're using that now as some sort of blackmail, which they can't do because I was a little girl. And I'm not sure what type of RFID was put into my hand, my left hand, and what you see the picture of my grandfather with Wilbur Robbins with the oval wood fruit plate, or it wasn't a plate, it's just an oval wood plaque. Evidently all these other people came along because of that, pried into business that was not theirs, and put stuff in the bodies, and now in my body, and now have resorted to blackmail because they've been caught doing it. And then with the blackmail, the initial blackmail, the first piece that was put into my body, they have used that blackmail for my children as well. As I stated, how is this stuff getting into public hands to the point that they're blackmailing and using liabilities to thus do this? It's not legal. These people pried into my family's business, people from Southeast, that could range from the current president to all the people that I went to Southeast with. They pried into family's business and took advantage of blackmailing them. And then they manipulated this whole scenario. As I stated, the Chase family had no rights to put any type of RFID into my body or my children's bodies. And of course, these people from Southeast had no rights to do that. And then now I think they're coming back with some sort of blackmail to say that they could do it because, or whatever, which they couldn't do. They could never do. So that's what I'm thinking now, is that it's just a big manipulation. The fire was a manipulation, and there was just it started with people knowing, prying into family business, and then prying to the point where they had done something wrong when they were younger. Because I would have been, when my foot happened, I would have been, a minor. I would have been 11 or 10 or 11, somewhere around there. And then people coming back using that as a weapon now And they had also the people that wanted to use it as a weapon, the Chase family, the Glassons, and possibly even Shannon, had used that in their older adult life as a weapon. And then they had placed more RFID in my body as an adult. So that's pretty much how I think things happened. That's pretty much sums up the whole nutshells around me. And as I said, they had no rights to bother me to begin with, because they had pried into my life early on, and they had no rights to make a scenario in which had no political basis, because the government had never contacted me. So these people from Southeast, I think, just because they wanted to be with my husband, wanted to create some sort of issue and then play this other wall game or whatever that was all about. I don't even know. I don't know. The wall was about a rock star and controls and about schools and stuff. That was all, the wall came out when I was 6 years old. I think people had manipulated that into my life, as well as, as I talked about the earlier Pink Floyd albums that were even put out way before I was even born. So the wall wasn't directly about me. It couldn't have been. It was about people in general. I guess it was more of a generalized thing. It wasn't really directly about me, I don't believe. I think, with the evidence as I see now, it's about people who have communistic beliefs and want to control other people's lives, such as mine, and kind of be dictators and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I think it's been a manipulation upon blackmail, upon blackmail, upon blackmail. And now the circumstances of the past 3 to 4 years has been coercion to try to get people to snap, to put pressure on us, because, I'm the one in the worst spot, because I'm the one who doesn't have communication, and these other people have obtained with this whole process, have given themselves panic disorder, because they're freaking out, and this has escalated to the point that it's gotten now, and which is not productive. And as I said, it's just been a series of manipulations and over liabilities and blackmail, initial blackmail. Well, this I think started with my family, and the funny thing of it is that they can never do that. Things put in my body was prior to Barack Obama's presidencies and prior to George Bush's presidencies. As I said, I was only 11 years old. So the manipulations of these high school people, I'll let the public decide, but it has nothing to do with me. So they can't kill me over having RFID in my body based upon blackmail, and liabilities. I've never killed anybody, and they lost their initial argument, and they keep losing their arguments because they could never talk about me to begin with the public. They started attacking me in my life. It started with the web or something, things I didn't even know about. So just a manipulation, I believe, for the most part, for people to get with my husband, and over liabilities and blackmailing my family and so forth, so on and so forth. I do not know if and then now that they've been caught with certain liabilities and blackmail, they're trying to use coercion with money, or blackmail with money, to try to entice people to get me killed. So there's a lot going on here, because they keep getting caught. They keep getting caught, and they keep coming back at me, the victim.